Hi, it's HOOVER4000 again. I get a lot of questions, like, in emails and stuff, wanting to know more about me, because I haven't really said that much basic stuff, and I get a lot of the same questions, so I thought maybe it'd be a good idea if I made a video of, frequently asked questions. If you have any questions that are not in this video, then just email me. Probably a better place to email me would be on HOOVER4000's blog, because I get a lot less emails on that channel. So there's a better chance I'll actually, read it. So just email me if you have any more questions, and I'll be happy to answer. Okay, so here we go. I'm kind of in a stage where I feel like I should concentrate on myself, getting myself together and, concentrate on work and other stuff like that. So I just feel like it's not the right time right now, but yes, I am single. This may shock some people, but I'm not really that much of a health nut. I like pizza, sausage pizza with extra cheese and extra sauce. And fried chicken. I like fried chicken. And fast food is always nice. Arby's. But yeah. Well, I was raised in church all my life. Actually my first memory ever was being in the nursery at church. I was raised in church, but the first time I actually got saved and had a personal relationship with God, I was 14. Yeah, I was 13. That's when I first, chose Him for myself. And I was 14 when I got filled with the Holy Ghost. Growing up for years, I wanted to be a singer, and I thought I was good. I'm not bad, I'm not off key or anything, but I'm not to the point I could sell records and stuff like that, but I wanted to be a singer. And then when I was 7 or 8, I started writing poetry, because my mom writes poetry, and she writes short stories and stuff like that. And watching her, I decided to give it a try. And I found that poetry actually came really natural to me. And I actually got one of my poems published in a book, and when I was 16. And and I still write poetry, and that's one thing I do believe that I am good at. That's a a God-given gift. It's one of the only things I can do. So I would like to publish poetry. As far as actually making songs, I'm not sure if I could actually make songs. If I was to meet someone that they could turn my poem into a song, someone who's smarter musically, that'd be great, but I don't think I could write songs myself. I tried, and it just came out kind of corny. And I was also really into photography the last couple years. I was always just a picture freak. I was constantly taking pictures, which really annoys my family and friends. I'm just constantly taking pictures, and I've learned about lighting and stuff like that. I'm pretty good at that, but I'm not really sure what God has in store for me, but I feel like it's something, reaching out to people, helping people in some way. And I've known that since about 14. I felt like God was telling me that was my calling, to help people in some way. You know, help the hurting. I just don't really know how yet. But hopefully God will help me figure it out. I think my best personality trait is probably my generosity. Every time I get money, first thing that comes to mind is, you know, what can I do to help someone else? I'm always, you know, buying people lunch, you know, and just all this stuff, and buying people gifts for no reason, and, you know, I just want them to feel appreciated. And when I was little, I would be like in elementary school, and my mom would pack me like this huge lunch, because she was always like nervous that I wasn't going to get enough to eat, and which may count partly why I'm overweight. Pack me a Ziploc bag of cookies, Cheetos, a sandwich, all this stuff, and my friends, they like wouldn't have any lunch, or would hardly have any lunch, just a little bit of lunch, and they'd still be hungry, so I'd end up giving all my lunch away because I felt bad for them. So I've just always kind of been like that. And there used to be a flower shop down the street from where we used to live, and, you know, even when I was like 8 or something, I'd always walk down to the flower shop and buy my mom a carnation that was like 50 cents, but all the time. And when my parents were still together, but even though I was like 10, I knew that they were having problems. It was Valentine's Day, and my dad was not romantic, and he was never doing anything, you know, special. And so I bought, I don't even know how I got the money, but I bought some roses or whatever from the store, and I gave it to him, and I was like, Dad, give this to Mom. Don't tell her that I bought it. Give this to Mom, tell her Happy Valentine's Day, and give her a hug. I was like, you know, instructing him what to do, because I knew how much it would mean to her. So, yeah, I think that's, it can also be a curse, though, because sometimes people can take advantage of the fact that you're like that, you know what I mean? But I've always had this thing about helping other people, so I think that's a good trait to have. So tend to be too opinionated, which you might see on some of my comments. I do get comments about that a lot. I'm very defensive when it comes to the Gaithers and what I believe in. And it's not that I don't respect other people's beliefs, but when I feel like someone is being disrespectful, I tend to just say it like it is. And I do get scared that I come off like rude, but people need to understand that I get a lot of comments, and you know, even more comments than what you see, because some of them don't get approved, obviously. And I just get a lot of mean emails and mean comments, and after a while it makes you defensive, you know, more defensive than you would normally be. But when it just seems like it's a constant thing, you do tend to get opinionated and defensive. So I'm sorry if I was ever rude to anybody, or, you know, came off as being too defensive, but if you got as many comments as I do, you would understand, hopefully. But I promise I'm a nice person. I promise.